a lot has been said with regards to customer experience and how it integrates, or how that symbiotic relationship with the employee experience. So Richard Branson once said that if you take care of your employees, they take care of your business. So at Dimension Data, we look at it from a perspective of experience is everything. How you make me feel when I come into a room, or how I interact with you, it's what I remember. So for example, when we came in today and I met the receptionist there, and the first thing I asked, I want to go to the ICX conference, right? And they were so cordial with me, the way they talked to me, the way they guided me all the way here. I might not remember her name, actually I do not, but I do remember how she made me feel. And that experience is what I take back with me. That's what I take home with me. So we look at it from a point of experience matters, and it's everything, and it's how you feel about something. And there are two ways we go about it: employee experience, as so much has been said about it today, and the other side of things is the customer experience. And as we've been told, customer is king. So the mantra we go by, of course, is a happy employee equals a happy customer. So COVID really taught us a lot in terms of how to work, right? March 2020, and everybody is told to work from home, and some companies don't know, how do we do this? How do we go from here? And then that's where hybrid and remote working was born. So in this space, you kind of notice that we've gone into a new world post-COVID of distributed working. You can work from home, you can work from a coffee shop, you can work from anywhere. And what you're trying to bring about is that distributed way of working. So a remote worker. I think today we are in a world where you can be in Kenya working for a company in the US or in Europe, and you're able to work just as efficiently as if you were in that office. The same goes for a hybrid worker. Myself, I go to the office maybe once or twice a week. The rest of the time I'm working at home, and I'm just as productive regardless of where I decide to work from that day. I'm in Mombasa today, and I still have requests pending for me, but I'll still be able to work just as efficiently as I would be, regardless of where I'm at. And also we have the frontline workers. Unfortunately, these are the people, regardless of what happens, they have to be in the office, right? Like a teller, there's no way a teller will work from home. A teller has to be at a branch, serving the customer face-to-face and in-person type of service. So how do we foster this employee experience? So we encourage clients and businesses to look at it by providing the right and the necessary tools that are easy to use, first of all, because I am not one to use a tool that frustrates my life. That's for one. And at the same time, I want to be able to be happy and have ease of working. So when I'm at home, I need to have the same tools that even if I go to the office, I'm not switching from one tool to the next, no. So the distributed way of working is the new thing in town, and it's even for the agents, and that's why going cloud is one of the key things that you kind of see in terms of a trend when it comes to technology and solutions, when it comes to collaboration and customer experience. We tend to release a report when it comes to trends and with regards to EX and CX, a global report that's produced by our team in NTT. So in 2022, it really concentrated on customer experience, but the shift when it came to 2023, you notice that they checked and saw employee experience is just as vital because it translates to how the customer experience looks going forward. So the key three things were the outcome: employee experience, going cloud, and of course, AI and machine learning and the whole aspect of advancing in terms of artificial intelligence and automation within this space. So all customer experience managers or HR, your businesses, I think everybody within this space, and I know I just have customer experience there, but I think one key thing we've learned today is that employee experience is just as important, and we are all looking to take that dial all the way to the green bar with a happy, smiling face. And this is something that all customer experience managers are really looking to achieve within their spaces. And I know we have here the insurance companies, the banks, we have Kenya Airport, KA over here, KRA, Health, all of us, there's a way we all interact with our customers. And all we want to do is ensure that what we are giving them is happy. We are happy with the service we are giving them. And this is key because what it does, it builds customer loyalty, first of all. I'm loyal to your company, I'm loyal to your bank, I'm loyal to your insurance company. And at the same time, if I'm happy as a customer, I'm the one going to be recommending you to somebody else. I'm actually doing the marketing for you. So it's very critical that our employee experience and our customer experience is at par, and it's really good, because if I'm happy as a customer, I'm going to be marketing your product for you. And say, for example, I probably consume, let me give an example. We have Jubilee Insurance here today, right? And maybe I have just normal health insurance. Probably I want to advance and maybe do life insurance. But how you treat me or how you interact with me, based on what the request I'm giving and the service you give me with my health insurance, of course I'm going to pick up more products. So this translates to business growth within the customer space. So when we are looking at customer experience, we are trying to ensure, what we are trying to do is relate to our clients to adopt an experience-centric business strategy. And we do that by really looking at 5 key areas. And these are very important. They interconnect with each other. None can stand on its own. And it's very important. When you adopt these, you ensure that at the tail end of everything, we are all looking to a perfect customer experience, a happy customer that you're able to retain. And this is key, and bringing value towards your business. Because at the end of the day, if your customer is king, without your customer, you have no business. And also, customers are in 2 ways, as we were told earlier. There's the internal and the external. So one key thing is understand. Do we really understand our customers? I mean, if, for example, I bank with, I think, 3 banks at the moment. I think I do NCBA, I do cooperative, and yeah, a couple of banks. So say, for example, you're doing your outbound campaigns, and maybe you want to call me, ask me for a survey, or maybe tell me about a product. Do you know when to call me, or what channels? Or do you know if I want to be called, or you want to SMS me, or maybe you write me an email? Which channel am I going to respond to the best? Do you understand my behavior? Do you understand what product am I consuming with you? And looking at how I interact with you, what else can you add on to me, or what else can you sell to me? So that's very key. And at the same time, say, for example, other than just understanding the customer, do you also understand the platforms you're currently using? Those solutions and applications that you're using to engage your customers, do you also understand them? So what do I mean by understanding? So there's so much analytics and data that come into as you interact with your customers. There's so much data you pick. You get to know, if it's Carolyne, myself, I probably like calling when it's an urgent, so I want urgency, right? Or I also prefer DMing. Maybe you want to start a trend on Twitter because you've pissed me off for one reason or the other. Or maybe I like an email. And maybe when you send me an email, I'm more inclined to respond to an email, but I always cut off your calls. So this is key. Understand your customer. Get to know what they want. Understand the platforms you have. So all these analytics, all these reports you get from disparate systems, how can you bring all of them together to give you insight in a way that you're able to sit at that desk with a C-suite and tell them, as you're designing your project or as you're designing your business strategy, please look, this is what the customers are saying. If you launched a new product and it's not being picked up, you, the CX teams, are the ones who get to have this information firsthand. So for you to get that seat at the table, and I was so pleased to see the C-suite team here really looking towards bringing that aspect of CX onto the table to have that discussion, because that's very key, and it's very important and vital that you're there with them. And it's very, in terms of understanding customer analytics has become very key. So we need to be able to have a point where we are understanding our systems. When I say our platforms, how are you understanding our platforms? Say, for example, I go to an ATM, right? And to withdraw money, and apparently there is no money in the ATM. And I have to call the contact center and be like, why does the ATM in branch, if maybe a branch in Kilimani, why doesn't it have money? So you should be more proactive. What you're trying to move when it comes to understanding customers, it's coming from a proactive, from a reactive type of reaction, like you're reacting to customers' queries and their pain points and be more proactive about it. So if, let's say, an ATM is able to send alerts that you've reached a certain threshold of the money, so can you please send an email or an alert to our branch manager, please ensure that you top up the money in the ATM. That customer will never call the contact center to say there's no money. So in such sense, you're being more proactive to your customer request, and in turn, this reduces the number of calls or the number of complaints within your call centers. So as we go to in terms of personalize, so say for example, today I met Zipporah from Help. I don't know if she's around. So if I just say, I know in Nairobi when you're walking and someone says, where, Simama Mapo, you know, and there's a way if I call her Zipporah, the way she'll treat me if I call her Zipporah, and the way I'll just call her where, are two different things. So when customers are calling you or when they're engaging with you, are you like, hi Caroline, thank you for calling, how may I help you? Because it's not that you don't have this data within your systems. And a customer relationship manager is a key tool where you have all this data. As I think there was a speaker from Bell, if I'm not wrong, Fred, who was here saying, you already know if you're selling something. I don't have to call a customer to ask, what's your address? Yet I have all this info or this data for that customer. It feels like you do not know me. As a business, you should understand me. As a bank, as an insurance company, you should get to know who I am as your customer. Otherwise, I feel like I'm always a stranger every time I'm interacting with you. So it's very key to have that personalized feel as you're engaging with your customers. So the third thing is engage. So we have so many channels we use to connect or to talk to our clients. So we have SMSs, we have calling, you can DM on social media, WhatsApp, a chatbot on your website. So, and in most cases you find that these channels exist, yes, but they don't talk to each other. So if I am in a setup where I'm a contact center agent, right? Am I able to know that Carol had called earlier, then she followed up with a WhatsApp chat, then she SMS, and these were her issues. What journey have I gone through to get to you? Have all my problems been resolved as I have been contacting and engaging with you? So it's very key. And this also brings about, as I mentioned, all these are interconnected. That also brings about the point where you understand me. You're personalizing how you interact with me because you tell me, oh yes, I saw you had called earlier, were you sorted? I also saw you wrote an SMS. It gives a really better, it's like the experience is so much better than, I don't feel like I'm speaking to a stranger or every time I have to start all over again. Oh, I had called and my issue was 1, 2, 3, then again, it's an SMS, please tell me a situation again. It's annoying. And let's be honest, we get annoyed pretty easily. So on my fourth point is automating. Humans get tired. I mean, 8 to 5, by the time it's 5 p.m., everybody's tired, I know right now we've been here the whole day, so it's almost, your energy levels are pretty much depleted. I'm not saying they are, but we are headed there. So what we are trying to bring about is we are not doing away with the human touch. Human touch when it comes to our customer experience is very key. And as Dr. Julius had mentioned in his presentation, that he doesn't foresee a situation where AI really takes over a human being because it's an aspect of that human touch that's very critical. So automating some of these aspects and bringing artificial intelligence and robotics into it is very critical. And I think we've seen a demo of this before we went for lunch. And say, for example, an agent, I go into a website of any of the companies of the guys who are here, and I start off a chat with a chatbot. Can it maybe respond to me or give me queries, like asking, there's one who was asking if a branch in Kilimani is opened. That's an FAQ. That's frequently asked questions. The bot can answer me that, right? And at the same time, if it gets to a situation where the situation is so hard or it doesn't know how to respond to you, it's able to hand over that situation to an agent or someone else who can better answer you. That's to a human being. And then it's on the background using machine learning, getting to understand exactly what you're saying. And it's able to see how the agent is responding. And then next time, it's able to take the conversation a bit further, like before it hands over to an agent. Say, for example, you're in a contact center and someone is chatting on WhatsApp chat. I'm chatting with an agent and I'm asking a question, and there's an agent assist which uses artificial intelligence. It's able to recommend a better response using the knowledge base it has to the agent. And this is where we are saying you really can't do away with the human aspect, but all you are trying to do is enable and assist and enhance the productivity of this agent by bringing automation into that space. And of course, we've talked a lot about employee experience, and optimize is that bit where we bring that workforce optimization to ensure that you're not wasting your agent's time or your employees' time. You're optimizing, they're feeling valued, and their time is well spent as they work, and also ensuring that you're getting feedback, and even if it's in terms of learning and training, in terms of getting to know more, they're able to do that and enhance on how they are engaging with your clients. So the other key thing, as I had said earlier, that's understanding. Other than just the platform, we are trying to move from fast platform monitoring. If maybe you have an application and the memory is going down, right? And as soon it's gonna let's say, shut down or probably go off, and then you have 1,000,001 calls into your contact center. How about the thresholds and alerts that are sent, and you're able to mitigate these things? So if in terms of monitoring your services, you ensure that you're able to you're able to see the whole journey of a customer from an omnichannel perspective. You're able to see how they walk the journey to get into contacting you in your contact center. So this is very key. And when we say understanding, all we are trying to do is move from a reactive scenario and be more proactive in terms of our engagement with our clients. Let's try to be customer-centric, where instead of waiting for situations or happenings to happen and having calls coming to our contact center just to say we are working, because many calls, many issues, it doesn't mean that your contact center is working, it just means something is definitely wrong. So what we are trying to do here is be more predictive, be more proactive. Let me be able to anticipate these customer issues. And as I mentioned, understanding your customer is key. It really translates not just to a contact center, but to a business as a whole. If your marketing team wants to market a new product, who are they, what demographic are they looking at? Maybe there is the Gen Z and all the way to the baby boomers, right? Maybe a baby boomer would probably want to product a pension, right? Or maybe a mortgage or something like that. But a Gen Z who just started working, you can't go and start selling a mortgage to this person, right? It's something you're going to first, they want to build up some savings, maybe you can say, let's do a money market fund here before you come and start saying, no, let's do a mortgage. So really understanding who your customers are is key to a lot of things. It's key to everything. When it comes to workforce management, engagement management, this is where I said employee is key. Employee experience is very vital. And with this, I'm more or less speaking towards our agents working in our contact centers. So when it comes to workforce engagement, we look at it from, there are very many solutions within this space that you look at. So there's workforce management, there's quality management, and I know our quality assurance team here within a customer experience are pretty much aware of when I say what quality management is. Speech analytics, the voice of the customer, that is when you're getting feedback from your customers. So say, for example, the workforce management. This, it really uses artificial intelligence to be able to use historical data to look into your contact centers to know when do you, within a month, maybe end month when people get paid, you get a lot of calls. Oh, my card is not working, I need to pay somewhere. So you notice during that time you have an influx of the calls that are coming into your contact center. So why don't you ensure that you forecast and ensure that your contact center is well staffed adequately for that season? And when there are fewer calls, why can't the agents be maybe learning something new, going through a training or something like that? So what we are trying to do is make better use of your agents' time, making them feel valued, also have them have work-life balance and not overwork some while others are relaxing. So it's very key. Also when it comes to quality management, this is where we try to look at the quality value of our interactions with our clients, right? How our agents or how our employees serving our customers. I'm not going to just say agents because I know we do have other customer-facing employees. So how are they interacting with our customers, right? Are they giving the correct information, first of all? Are they representing the business correctly? Are they engaging them in a way that's not rude? And are they more or less talking? Someone, Walid said you can almost hear an agent smile over the phone. That's very true. You can. The feeling that you get, as I say, the experience. There's something about intuition that you have. So that's very key. And when it comes to quality management, you're able to monitor how they are doing. So we have the automated way of doing it, automated quality management, and the manual quality management. And this, when it comes to manual, as a supervisor, you only get to go through a number of calls, just a few. You just need to pick a couple just to give like a sample, and it informs maybe how the whole general contact center is doing. But with automated quality management, where you have artificial intelligence incorporated in it, it's able to go through 100% of those calls. It's able to pinpoint to the supervisor, please check on call 1, 2, 3. And with that, you're able to be more proactive in terms of mitigating any issue that may come of it. Like maybe someone was very angry and they have just not taken the next step to maybe report something went wrong, or I was talked to very rudely, or take the step or the issue further, or even you lose a customer. You're able to save losing that customer because you're being more proactive in terms of reaching out and finding out what was the problem, how was it handled. And say, for example, you find some employees are not handling your customers correctly and they're not doing a good job at it. Maybe they need a little bit more coaching, a little bit more e-learning. So what quality management gives you, it's a module that you're able to provide this learning for those agents or for those employees who really need it to ensure that the service they're offering your customers is exceptional.